What the fuck is up, YouTube? Another beautiful day here in California. Yesterday we had some unexpected showers, which made it not impossible to ride, but since my back tire is almost worn out, I thought that perhaps I might take a car to work. Anyways, today's an interesting day because I've been asked this question by workers and people who know me and things like that, and now I'm making my videos. They asked me about motorcycles. Some people are thinking about getting motorcycles. You know, there's a lot of motorcycle enthusiasts. I like old nice people like that, man. You know what I mean? Like, so they're actually, like, old people are among the only people that usually take little small things and really appreciate them. Like, for example, right now, you know what I mean? You open I got out of the crossway and he says thank you. He has no reason to say thank you, but he still does. And they're among the few people that still do, man. I can appreciate that. Oh fuck! I didn't even see that fucker. Mama got me all fast as fuck. What the fuck? Oh shit. Anyways, that's a good fucking example right there of a dangerous motorcycle, and this fucking person coming out of fucking nowhere. Some people just don't know how to fucking drive, man, but whatever, I ain't give them their license. So anyways, so as I had mentioned earlier, there's actually two types of motorcycles that you could get. Actually, there's more, but the two main types that you can get are, for example, the sports bikes or the cruisers. What type of guy are you? Are you the all leathery type with the boots and macho style type of guy that likes to get on like Harley styles or the Yamaha V-Stars or things like that? I suspect that's how they dress. I don't fucking know. I'm sure there's some like hipster looking people that get on the bikes, but anyways. Or are you the type of guy that likes to be on fucking on sports bikes? Now, one of the major difference between being on a cruiser and on a sports bike is the right obvious. For one thing, the cruisers are a whole lot heavier. They're gonna be slower to stop. They're gonna be slower to accelerate, even though there's some pretty fast fucking bikes out there. Some cruisers that are fast as fuck. And then one of the other things too, that I've driven one of the cruisers, a Yamaha V-Star 1100, I forgot what year, but is that they also do not have that much of a lean angle. Ah, fucking bump, god fucking damn. Anyway, so, and now I have to run a red fucking light. Anyway, so the cruiser for the most part is gonna end up being a lot heavier, and then they're a little bit slower to stop. But mind you, that these fucking bikes I've driven them, man, they're also such a beauty to drive. I can definitely accept how beautiful these bikes are, you know. Now, on the other hand, you have the sports bikes. Now, the sports bikes are a little different because obviously, for one, they pick up speed much faster, you know, especially if you get a little 600, which is what this is, and above. You know, there's 750s, there's leader bikes, which are the 1000cc bikes, and then shit, man, you've seen some videos on YouTube, I'm sure, of of motorcycle high speed, you know what I mean? So these fucking things can take off on you real fucking quick. Now, if you're thinking about riding and you're like wondering, fuck, well, I don't know how to ride a motorcycle. Well, I didn't either when I first started off, obviously, you know what I mean? But I practiced in a parking lot. I practiced in the parking lot of a high school. And it was on a Cruiser to begin with. It wasn't even on a sports bike. Now, all I did to begin with was to practice going straight. I mean, just practice feeling the balance, almost using your feet as training wheels to help you balance and things like that, you know what I mean? And I did that for a couple days, or I believe it was a couple weekends, you know, like a few hours on Saturdays and stuff like that. It doesn't take you very long to get the hang of it. Now, once you get the hang of like going straight and switching gears and things like that, then you could actually begin to like lean with it. Now, mind you, your body is gonna resist that leaning because it's not used to it usually, you know what I mean? If you've never been in the back of a motorcycle and you know what I mean, then your body's not so your body's not used to that leaning, and then you're gonna feel it on your sides that you're not gonna want to lean that much, but you get used to it fairly quickly and stuff like that. So after I got the hang of going straight, then I started to lean the motorcycle. Now mind you, when I first started, I mean, I was almost just tilting the handlebars. I wasn't quite leaning the bike, and that's how you get into the groove of it, you know what I mean? And now one of the things I noticed was that making right turns or right leans was easier, and I didn't feel it as much. But making left turns or left lean, like for some reason I felt it a lot more, and I was a little more like skeptical about leaning the bike that much. So that's the one that I had to practice, leaning left the most. But eventually you get the hang of it, you know what I mean? And if you're not afraid to drop the bike, then you're like, fuck it. You lean the hell out of the bike, you know? And yeah, after I did that, man, I remember I was with my brother and we were like, shit, man, we should take it on the street and stuff like that, and practice a little bit on the street. Now, mind you, I had to go down to the DMV and get a permit. Now, the way it works here in California is that you can actually go down to the DMV and take your written permit, the written test, and they'll give you a permit if you pass it. And that allows you to drive on the street. And the only limitations to that is that you cannot drive at night, you cannot have a passenger, and you can't drive on the freeway. Those are the three limitations that you can't do with a permit. Other than that, you're free to roam the city up and down as much as you like. And you have about a year before you have to go and take your written test. Oh fuck, I keep coughing as all hell, man. That shit sucks. I hate when they fucking close in like that, man. Anyways, so as I was saying, you have about a year before you have to take your writing exam. And basically all it is when the oh fuck I fucking died. Oh, why is this happening? Anyway, so basically all it is oh shit. No! I hate going in the back of the 18-wheelers. Anyways, so sorry, I keep coughing. Fuck, I'm getting cough attacks. So then you have a year to take your writing test down at the DMV. And mind you, that's plenty of time to have experience on the road, on the street, and be prepared for that little test. And the funny thing about a motorcycle test is that it's nothing like a car test. You know, you don't have a passenger obviously in the back of your motorcycle observing you. You know what I mean? Seeing how you drive and stuff. They're not gonna risk it like that. So basically all it is, here in California they have what's called the serpentine, and then the two circles that you do clockwise and counterclockwise and things like that. You know what I mean? And basically that's all you have to do to pass the test. The thing is that they have the painted lines, and the way it works is that these painted lines, they're about a foot width apart, and the front wheel cannot exit those lines. The back wheel doesn't matter, but your back wheel cannot exit those lines. Now they just have you do this for a couple of turns. So they have you do this for a couple of turns. My bad, I keep coughing, fuck. Alright, I'm just gonna have to go ahead and exit the freeway here, because shit, man, I'm gonna have to get something to drink. My throat keeps itching, and I can't keep talking into the mic to make my video, man, so. If you see my other video, you'll recognize this is the freeway where I got the flat tire, man. And I was actually in this lane when my tire started to go flat, and I just felt my bars going stiff, and I'm wondering like, what the hell, you know? And for a second I thought man, that's gonna be the grooves on the lanes and stuff, you know, that's got me all messed up, and that's making my bars stiff. But I mean, when I try to like go go like this to try to get out of that like little groove or whatnot, I realized that something else was different, and so I started to merge lanes over just in case. But as I started to merge, that's when it really started to get stiff, and I was like, oh shit. So I pulled out to the shoulder near an exit, and sure enough, it was a flat tire. Now I had trouble with that flat tire, because sometimes like air would escape and I would just have to refill it and things were fine, you know. But it turned out that wasn't the case. It actually had a puncture. And so the funny thing is that since I pulled in on the shoulder, still on the freeway, when I realized that it was a punctured tire, I had to walk like my bike out of the freeway into that near exit. And the thing is that I had to walk it, and there's all these cars coming like at high speeds trying to exit the freeway, and I'm like, I'm fucking terrified that one of these cars isn't gonna see me and they're just gonna fucking take me out. But anyways, so it all worked out. I ended up stranded for several hours before somebody could come and get me, and then that's when I did my next video. But anyways, this is the freeway where it happened. So back to what I was telling you guys. I almost forgot where I left off, but anyways, the thing is that you have to go to the DMV and they make you do the little serpentine test, you know, which is just basically going around the cones, making two circles, and then staying within the lines. The front tire always has to stay within the width of those lines. If you step out of those lines, or you set your foot down while like making the turns, then you automatically fail. That's the way it works. It's a pass or fail test. So there's no like you know what I mean, C minus, D plus, and none of that 3-strike shit and you're out. It was just like you're out. And the funny thing is that when I went to go take my test, there was 3 of us at the moment waiting in line to take the test, and next to me was another person about my age, and he was pretty nervous about the test. And I had been riding for almost a year before I actually went to take the test, and there's a kid next to me, and he was just like, oh man, yeah, I'm a little nervous, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, how long you been riding for? And he's like, yeah, almost a year, you know, my permit's about to expire. And I need to take the test. So I said, oh, same here. You know, my permit's about to expire, so I need to go ahead and take that fucking test. Anyways, the third person that came to take a test had like a, I recall, I think it was something like a Honda CVR, the RR or something like that. And I asked him, I was like, how long have you been riding? And the dude straight up goes, oh, like 2 weeks. And I was like, 2 weeks? And I thought to myself, what the hell, is that guy like that good, or what the hell? Like, he just picked it up in like 2 weeks, you know? But anyways, the person that was there, the other person that I'm telling you about, he went first, and it wasn't that difficult. You know, he did his serpentine and everything, and he passed. The lady gave him like no matter what you do, they'll always tell you like you did something wrong, but they'll still pass you. You know what I mean? As long as you don't violate those rules that I just told you about. Anyway, so she told him this, that, and stuff like that. Signed his paper, and he was all happy. Went inside the office to get his license for it. Anyways, I was after, and I was nervous, but I ended up passing it. It was no big deal. It was a whole lot easier than I thought it would be, actually. And fucking makes me nervous with these cars, because sometimes their brake lights don't work, and I'm all talking on the mic, and then I might not notice that they see like this. Like, there's a lot of shitty drivers out on the road all the time, so you gotta just be careful. Anyways, then I went next, and like I said, it was a whole lot easier than I thought it would be. And then while the lady was signing my paper and stuff like that, I was putting on my or gathering my stuff to go back into the office. I see the guy take his test, the guy with the CBR. And I gotta tell you, man, this guy, he failed miserably. I mean, like, from the get-go, he was already like waving, wobbling with his motorcycle. And I'm thinking, man, like, how did this guy think he could come and do the test? You know, I mean, I'm sure there's people that are good enough, but anyways, he was already wobbling and stuff like that. And then by the time I saw him do the circle, man, I was thinking, man, I hope he doesn't drop his bike, because it was a really nice bike, by the way. But I was thinking, man, I hope he doesn't drop his bike. And yeah, he ended up failing, because he had to set his foot down, but he still kept going and stuff like that. So he tried to finish the test, but obviously he didn't pass it. But anyways, like I said, that's all you have to do down at the DMV, and then you get your license and stuff like that. You just wait for it in the mail. And all it is if you already have your C-Class, which is for your vehicle, then when you get your new license, like, you just get an endorsement, you know what I mean? It doesn't look any different than your license. All it says is M1 on it if you do it on these type of bikes, you know what I mean? So that's all it is. Alright, so as I was telling you guys earlier, basically all you do, you go down to the DMV, you take your permit, you take your riding exam, they give you a permit, you have a year, and then you go and you take your riding exam after that once you're ready. And like I told you guys, it's basically just staying within those painted lines. Now, enough about that. Like I was saying, I started off on a Cruiser, and it wasn't long before I got the hang of it, and I started going out on the street and things like that. I started riding, and at first I was actually terrified as shit. I was like, oh my fucking goodness, you know, because it feels way different. And the funny thing is that I was only going like 30 miles an hour, and I was like, oh shit. But that's a cute little girl. That's a cute little girl. So yeah, anyway, so fuck, I forgot what I was saying. Damn, I can't believe it took me this long to remember. Anyway, so basically, I was going 30 miles an hour, and I felt terrified of going 30 miles an hour, but you get over it real quick, and then the more you ride, the more you want to continue riding and things like that. It's all fun as hell. Anyways, I always knew, since I was younger, I always knew that I wanted a sports bike. I knew that that's what I was into. I'm not like the cruiser type. I mean, like, I could appreciate the beauty of it, but I'm just not a cruiser type of guy. So anyways, after a while I ended up getting a sports bike. And yeah, man, they're so different machines, so it depends what you want to get, you know what I mean? But basically those are the two differences that there is, you know what I mean? Like one is lighter, faster, and you know, you can lean it more. But the other thing is that too, they're quite uncomfortable to be on for quite an extended period of time, you know what I mean? You don't just like fucking go on here and then go on a long trip and stuff like that. Your back will start hurting and shit. As compared to a Cruiser, you like, you know, you're sitting more upright in a natural position. They're more ergonomic and stuff like that. And then if you install like crash bars and things like that, then you could extend your feet, which you don't notice it, you know what I mean, in short trips. But in long ass trips, you'll definitely feel the difference. You know, your legs start to go numb and you have to like stop for a quick minute. So anyways, so once you decide that, you definitely want to think about whether you're gonna get a 600, 750, or a liter bike. Now, a lot of people, when they're thinking about getting a bike, they usually try to go for the 250s. They're like, oh, you know what? That's a beginner's bike. I want to start learning, and they start learning on 250s. And the thing is that they get the hang of it so quick, and they lose fear for that speed and stuff like that. And they feel that it's no longer enough for them, so right away they want to switch to say like a 600, you know what I mean? And so my suggestion to you is that if you're thinking about learning, just get the 600 straight away. Like, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, but isn't that powerful and stuff like that? Yeah, they are. They're a little more torquey, but the thing is that you control how much torque you give it, you know what I mean? Like, you control how much gas you give it. Like, right when you go, like, you're not gonna give it all the gas, you know what I mean? And it works the same as a car, you know? For example, a car that has 400 horsepower, you don't stop to think and say, oh man, is that too much horsepower for me? Obviously, if you don't gas the vehicle that much, the vehicle isn't gonna go that fast. It's designed to be around the city as well as the freeway and things like that. So same as a motorcycle, you know what I mean? They're designed to be around the city. They're designed to go at low speeds, and then if you pull the throttle, man, then obviously, yeah, man, you're gonna go real quick, real fast. So my suggestion is that you get the 600 straight away. Now, as far as the liter bikes go, which are the 1000 cc's, those are a little bit trickier because they're less forgiving, you know what I mean? Like here, say on a 600, if you downshift, you have the opportunity where like it's not that big of a deal. But like on liter bikes and stuff like that, man, your back tire will start spinning, you know what I mean, if you downshift too much, things like that. And they're just a little bit more they take a little bit more of an advanced rider to be able to handle them properly, you know what I mean? But I mean, whatever you decide, man. Now, mind you that when you start going up in CCs, depending on which bike you get, they also get heavier and bulkier, of course. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And I noticed when I was at Chaparral Motorsports, there's this short ass guy, man, trying to get a liter bike, and shit, he was probably like 5'3", 5'4", man. And he was asking the guy like, hey, I need to drop this bike so I can ride it. And the guy was like, well, we have it, but we can only bring about an inch or so. He's like, they don't come down that much. Shit, man, the guy couldn't even sit flat foot on when he tried to get on the bike. Mind you, even trying to get on the bike was a problem for him, but he was still insistent on getting the bike. So anyways, like I said, this is the adventure of being on a motorcycle. I don't even know where the fuck I am. I've never fucking been through here. So anyways, with Cruisers, it works the same way. Obviously, if you get a bigger bike, they're gonna be heavier and bulkier. But if you're thinking about getting a Cruiser as well, I would just suggest you go with the bigger CC, and it'll still be okay. You'll still be able to learn and things like that. The other thing, before I forget to mention it, there's the motorcycle safety course and the MSC or whatever they call it. And basically all it is that you go and they teach you how to ride. And I believe these motorcycle courses, they cost a little bit over $200, so that's another thing to consider. But anyways, when you take this course and you go down to the DMV, they actually waive the writing test. You don't have to take the writing test at the DMV anymore. You just present them your certificate of completion for the motorcycle safety course, and they will issue you a license. So that's another thing to consider if you don't want to take the writing test down at the DMV and you got the money for it. Then by all means, I would suggest you take that fucking course and get your license right away, man. And yeah. So back to the Cruisers, as I was saying, the bigger you go, obviously the bulkier they're gonna be, but you get used to them, man. And like I said, it depends what kind of motorcycle you want to get, what kind of style you like, and things like that. And it might be that once you're riding for a while, you might be like, I definitely know I'm into sports bikes, but I want to drive a Cruiser, you know. And that's always fun to drive different types of bikes and stuff like that. I've always enjoyed that. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and try to find my way back home, because by now I don't know where I'm at. But that's gonna go ahead and conclude another episode of the 600 Chase. Now, if you have any questions, you know, you feel free to private message me, and or leave me a comment down fucking below. You know what I mean? Be sure to like my videos or dislike if you don't like them, and be sure to subscribe to them if you like them and you want to see more of my writing. I'm the 600 Chase, guys. You guys have a nice day, and I will see you guys later.